Hello everybody, Gamer Penny here, bringing you another episode of our Final Fantasy XIV online Let's Play. And actually, we are on the first episode of our Stormblood playthrough. So this is Season 3. It's a continuation of our others, so if you haven't watched Season 1 or Season 2, we did a Realm Reborn and we played through all of Heavensward, and now we're moving on to the Stormblood expansion. So, that being said, our character is hiding behind here, because she has a brand new look. So, I said I was working on some outfits. I was on the Eorzea collection for, like, days, trying to find a good one that we could actually equip now without a whole lot of grinding. I did do some PvP, and got a couple of PvP things. I got something from the Mog Station, the optional outfits, and we did a Fantasia race change. It's not quite complete. There is something I still want to get from the Gold Saucer, but you need 100,000 MGP, and I only had 40,000. So when we get that, we'll eventually be finished. But all of that being said, I'm ready to reveal Vesper's new look, and I have to warn you, it's a little risque, but it is fun, I think. It's fun as heck, and we don't have to stick with it if you guys desperately don't like it, but here we go. So, this is Vesper, Valentina now. She is, basically she's supposed to be like a demon, but I didn't have the demon ears. I only had werewolf ears, so I put those on. And once we get the demon ears from the Gold Saucer, her look will be complete. But here she is, the new Vesper. She's got the little hoof boots from PvP. That was a thing I had to go get from PvP. She's a cat girl, so she can have the tail and everything. But she's supposed to be like a little demon. So I do have this outfit, and I also have, let's see, where's my button to get back here? I also have, where's my glamour plates? Unable to apply glamours. Well, I have another one that's a little less risque for that, but it's a little more poofy. My problem is, everything that I like requires the boots from the end the end raid, where it's like the gosh, what game is that from? Nier Automata. It's those boots. So here's what we have so far. So we're just gonna go ahead and go with this for a little while. I know it's very risque and it's very like, what in the world do you have on? But we're gonna go with it for a little bit at least. So, all of that being said, welcome to the new Vesper. I do want to get a different weapon for her at some point. And as we start collecting pieces through Stormblood, we'll probably get a different transmog ready to go anyway. So, here's where we're at. Let's go ahead and start the Stormblood main story quest. We also, now that we've finished Heavensward, we can do our Black Mage quests, so we're going to want to get those done as soon as possible, but I am dying to get into Stormblood. So here we go, guys.
The question is, how will the Empire respond to the disappearance of Omega and the Primal? Oh, I didn't see you there. Forgive me. Word from Baelsar's wall is proving long in the coming, and my mind cannot help but stray to grim places.
Hey, Tataru.
Alphino, a message from the Alliance.
It's about time. Pray summon the others at once.
Yes, sir.
General Uldin reports that his forces have secured the breach in Baelsar's wall.
Yay!
And what of the Primal and Omega?
There is still no sign of either at this time. He writes that they will begin a more thorough investigation shortly. And, as expected, he wishes to petition the aid of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn.
As expected.
The Alliance's decision to capture a part of Baelsar's wall is Open to interpretation.
Hmm.
The wall serves to demarcate Imperial territory, Alamigo included, from the rest of Eorzea. To an observer, the Alliance's actions could be seen as a prelude to invasion.
Indeed. And the Alliance leaders have no wish to be branded invaders.
You're saying they won't fight for Alamigo? Even after everything that's happened?
Not without the consent of her people, no. Make no mistake, Lys. The Alliance is in complete agreement that the Empire must be purged from Eorzea. However, they will not set foot in Gyr Abania until they have formally secured the consent and cooperation of the Alamigan opposition.
Hmm.
They would have us act as intermediaries.
Precisely. The Scions are uniquely qualified to serve in this capacity. That is to say, Lys's, given her personal connection to the Resistance. Who better than you to broker an agreement between the Alliance and the people of Alamigo? Assuming you are willing, of course.
Yeah, Lys.
Of course I am. You know I'd like nothing more.
As for who should accompany you on said diplomatic mission, I had a mind to volunteer myself.
Well, that covers the talking part. But you just know there'll be trouble along the way. Are you available?
Yes. As if you have to ask. With our new outfit, we're ready to go.
Thanks. It means a lot knowing you'll be there.
I too shall accompany you. Such endeavors are seldom hampered by a surfeit of healers.
Good point. Allow me to offer my services as well. I have spent quite enough time here of late, so I'll be coming. But we will need someone to keep an eye on things. I trust you have no objections?
Arianje.
None, my lady. Gladly shall I continue to serve as caretaker of the Waking Sands, and there keep watch for signs of primal and Ascian activity both.
As capable as my learned friend undoubtedly is, there are some troubles that may prove too much for a single scion, on account of which I mean to stay.
It is settled then. Let us each see to our preparations.
Alright. Well, we've got our group in place. Woohoo! I gotta invite. No thanks. I'm not looking for a guild. Alright, Delphino, what do you got?
Ready, my friend? Well then. Tataru, I leave the rising stones in your capable hands.
Don't worry, Alphino. I'll see that the place is still standing when you come back.
Hey, Yugiri and Gosetsu.
Mistress Y'shtola has unfolded all. You are bound for Gyr Abania?
Aye. The Alliance would have us make contact with the Alamigan resistance as soon as possible.
It begins then. As soon it shall in Doma, if the gods are good. 'Tis but a pity it must be now. I am sorry that we shall not be present to fight beside you in the battles to come.
You have stood with us countless times, Lady Yugiri. Pray do not apologize.
Then let us thank you instead. You and yours stood with us from the first, when we came to this land as refugees in search of sanctuary. Loath am I to think what might have become of my people, had you not extended to us the hand of friendship. We will never forget. This I solemnly swear.
Much has changed since first you set foot on these shores. Revenant's toll stands as a testament to that. I'm sure your people will manage in your absence.
Indeed. They have built a new home for themselves and no longer need me to shepherd them. The time has come for Kozetsu and I to return to our master, to our home.
But it won't be the last we see of
I know
her.
how you feel. It's time I went home too.
Oh, Lise.
Though our battlefields be 1,000 mounds apart, our purpose is one. That all men hearken to the clarion call of freedom, of liberation, from Eorzea to the far east, that they may rise up and cast down the curse of Garlemald.
Take care, you hear me? When all of this is over, we're going to celebrate. Together. Just you wait.
I should like that very much. Fare you well.
Do we ever get that celebration? I'm not sure. See Ryle in the back there. Ryle is like one of my favorite, most underused characters. For some reason I like him. He's just cool. He's like a sneaky little spy. 1,000 realms apart, yet united in purpose. Let us pray both our endeavors meet with success. Shall we then? Wait, not just yet. I knew I'd forgotten something important. Lise, could you come with me? Me? What, now? Alright then, if you insist. Is she gonna give her a new outfit? Yay! What do you think? As you can see, I designed it to be light and loose. An outfit tailor-made to the needs of a skilled fighter like Lise. Your work never ceases to impress. Much more of this, and I may have to stop introducing you as the Scion's receptionist, start referring to you as our preeminent seamstress. It's lovely, Tataru. Thank you. I feel like I could take on a legion. I'm glad you like it, and with that, I'll delay you no longer. Safe travels. Then onward, to Giribania. Our first stop will be at Amarysik Spire in the East Shroud. Alright, so we go to the East Shroud. Black Shroud. Hawthorne Hut, yes. And we'll go to the spire. Zoom back out. Alright, Delphino. All are present and accounted for. When you are ready, my friend, pray inform the officer that we wish to proceed to Giribania. Yeah, I want to go now. Ah, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. We were told to expect you. Shall I summon someone to escort you to the wall? Yes, please. The fringes. Ooh. Okay. We get a world map. Huh.
I remember crossing the border, standing in Giribania once more. Me and my fellow Scions, the warrior of light among us. Behind us, Baelsar's wall cutting the land in two. Freedom on one side, tyranny on the other. Tyranny and the promise of a new beginning. But one that could only be bought with flames and blood.
Stormblood. Ooh. All right, we are officially in Stormblood. Awesome. Okay. Let's go talk to Raban. I'm wondering though, do I have to touch this? Yes, I do. I'm wondering if we should go do our class quest first and then come back out here. I think so, because we're missing out on some skills, I believe. Shades of Shatoto. So we're gonna want to go to the Miners Guild. We should be actually two quests behind because we're level 63. We're gonna want to catch up on that for sure. Let's get a different minion out. What is this? Mammoth. Alright. Mammoth number 001. No, I went the wrong way. I want to do the minor one. I wanted to go up here. Shades of Shatoto. Alright, here's our Black Mage class quest from Lele. Ah, Vesper, I'm glad you are here. I would consult with you about a matter that has been gnawing away at my mind. Thanks in no small part to your efforts, the books of Null Thal have at long last been reunited in these halls, their long-lost secrets just waiting to be unearthed. Though I have scarcely begun poring over the tomes, I have already made a most remarkable discovery. Each of the twin tomes contains a cipher of sorts, the meaning of which could only be deciphered when the two are referenced in tandem. I will spare you the details of how I unraveled the message, though it truly was among my finer moments, if I dare say so myself. At any rate, the words, once decoded, are most evidently an incantation, albeit one entirely unfamiliar to me. Beneath it was writ a simple directive: heir to the dark arts, speak these words unto Nald's reflection, that memories long forgotten may stir anew. As to what precisely these words are referencing, your guess is as good as mine. Still, Master Kukuruka doubtless preserved the incantation and the accompanying message in his records for a reason. And if we are not the heirs to the art of black magic, then who is? So I trust I can expect to see you at Nald's reflection. And do try to hurry, yes? I would prefer not to delay any potentially epic-making discoveries any longer than necessary. Okay, to Nald's reflection. So let's go here. And then we'll get back on with the main story, but we are so far ahead of our Black Mage quests. I want to make sure they are up to date, because we're, like I said, we might be missing out on some spells or damage. We don't want to be missing any damage. Bump it down. Alright. Uh-oh, it's an instance quest. Yes. And that is all you need to know. When I give the sign, you are to chant the words precisely as I instructed. Understood? Sure. Now, Vesper. Are we chanting? Well, I mean, our lips aren't moving. Uh-oh. That light! Hello. You. Yes, you shall serve as the bringer of destruction. As for my vessel, ah, yes, that one should suffice. Uh-oh. Oh, Lily! Whatever was that strange sensation? For a moment, it was as if a great fire burned within me, and then, now it is as if my very mind is being rent in two, and this voice. Uh-oh. You okay, Lily? Well, well, it feels good to walk the earth for the first time in 2 millennia. Seems that old Coot proved himself useful after all. If he hadn't kicked it, I'd find him and give him a pat on the back. And what are you gawking at? You are a black mage, are you not? Surely you possess the common sense to recognize the woman who stands before you, or will you be needing a hint? Shitoda. Some would call me Death's Handmaiden, but I always found that particular epithet so needlessly morbid. Though technically speaking, I am but manifestation of a memory, you may call me by the name I used in life, Shitodo, at your service. But I jest, of course. It's you who are at mine. I must say, what is it with black mages today and these unwieldy hats? Do they truly believe it makes them look more imposing? Or are they merely compensating for something? In either event, I have no need for such adornments. That's precisely what I thought Shitoda would look like, actually. Now that's more like it. Vesper, was it? Of course it was. Now that we're on a first-name basis, you'll have to tell me all about yourself. On second thought, let's skip that. Time is short, and to be quite honest, I don't particularly care. At any rate, as I might have mentioned, I am not the true Shitodo, as she once lived, but rather a manifestation of her memory, my memory. Needless to say, that still makes me the most powerful sorceress currently existing in your world. You'd do well to remember that if you ever have a mind to cross me. Well then, now that we've gotten the pleasantries out of the way, what do you say we have a little fun? Prepare to be blasted into a gazillion itty-bitty pieces. Are we about to fight here? Oh, come now, must I spell everything out for you? I must know if you are sufficiently adept at the dark arts to help me forestall impending doom. And this is by far the easiest way to do so, not to mention the most fun. Prepare for a world of pain. I'm ready. Alright, Shitodo. This on ya. Let's do a little ley line and a little this. And a little Enochian. And a little Fire 4. Get back over here. Uh-oh. You didn't think that was all I had up my sleeve, huh? I kinda was hoping for it, but... That summoning circle down. Can you stop hitting me with that stuff and killing me? Jeez Louise, man. Oops. Stop it. Okay. Ah, I let a knocking drop off. Dang it, man. That summoning circle down. Can you stop hitting me? Like, can I use a potion? Like, man, this is rough. What the heck? Origins of Thunder, huh? You guys not? I feel like I'm gonna be bad. Alright. Let's get our bearings about us again. A rough fight. Or this tends to be the Stormblood fights, is like very long, drawn out ones. Origins of Flare? Gosh. Do this. Ow, man. Stop doing your flare. Duty complete. We did it. that was tricky. Good way to get our rotation down, though. Not half bad. That painfully dull expression on your face had me worried, but I suppose you'll do after all. Do for what? Try to keep up, will you? I abhor repeating myself. Let me start at the beginning. 2,300 years ago, the greatest mage our realm has ever known, that would be me, compiled a choice assortment of the most potent offensive incantations and evocations into the school known as black magic. You still seem puzzled. I also devised a spell that would allow my memory to one day return. My reasons were twofold. For one, I simply had to see for myself how the art of destruction would be handed down eras after I had inevitably passed. For another, I knew that without my guidance, this realm would one day meet most certain... Oh, this won't do. I'd thought the girl stronger than this, but these eyelids grow heavy, and my consciousness wanes. Suppose I'll just have to take a little nap. But remember this, my puppet of destruction. You have an important role to play in the battle to come. A battle that will decide the fate of your very world. Till next I wake, shirk not your study of the art. Vesper, where are we? It is as if I just woke from the strangest dream. And yet, my every limb aches, as if my respite were more exhausting than the fiercest of battles. Did you perchance observe anything odd happen to me? Yeah, girl, you possessed, man. Preposterous, or so most would say, but you have no reason to tell me falsehoods, and it would certainly explain the curious symptoms I find myself experiencing. Shitoto, the mother of our dark art, she who pursued the power of destruction to and beyond any limits that could be conceived, has her consciousness truly taken up residence in my own mind? It is of no use. I call out, but she does not answer. Whether she slumbers or simply deigns not to answer, I cannot say. I fear I am at something of a loss. Let us return to the sacrarium and clear our heads. Mayhap the answers we seek will yet reveal themselves to us. Right? Head back. Go back to the Miner's Guild and make sure we run the right way this time. Which is this way. Alright, do we get something cool for this first one? I'm afraid it's no use. I've called out to Shitoto within my mind time and time again, but I met only with silence. If only Master were still here, surely he could shed some light on the matter. After all, it was he that recorded for posterity the words we used to summon forth Shitoto's memory. Wait, that's it! Master himself may not be here, but his writings may yet contain the answer to our queries. It was within the statue of Nald that the memory slumbered. This does not strike me as mere coincidence. I believe that settles it. I will return to the tomes and see what knowledge can be gleaned, that we might prepare ourselves for whatever task awaits us. This holds for you as well, Vesper. Whatever Shitoto's motives for returning to us, I cannot shake the feeling that ill happenings are afoot. I suggest you resume your studies with the utmost of urgency. Reaching level 63, which we are. Okay, do the next one. Ah, Vesper, good. For better or for worse, it would seem Shitoto is still enjoying herself a peaceful slumber. In the meantime, my study of the books of Nald Thal has proven rather enlightening. In particular, I was surprised to learn that while the statue of Nald's reflection is a relatively recent construction, in historical terms, of course, the goblet it holds in its hands is quite ancient. It would appear that it was within the vessel Mistress Shitoto's soul was sealed away. Master's record goes on to state that the inner surface of the goblet is inscribed with the message in the glyphs of ancient Mach. It reads, ah yes, here it is. The power of destruction did rend the baleful star, and peace doth reign near and afar. Yet 23 centuries hence shall it come anew, and certain doom is sure to ensue. Prophecy of sorts, it would seem. It has been roughly 2,300 years since Shitoto found black magic, which means it is entirely possible she herself left the inscription. But whatever sort of doom could the prophecy be referring to? I fear it is all rather cryptic. Lele? And Vesper as well. I would speak with both of you at once. Oh, hey, dude. Ahem. While I would like nothing more than to catch up on old times, I come bearing grave tidings. My friends, pray lend me your aid. Well, if it isn't our favorite Gobu-headed hearer, I would have thought the seventh hell would freeze over before you cast your lot with purveyors of destruction. What have we done to deserve the honor of your groveling? This is no time for jest, Lele. The situation is most dire. Why, a veritable horde of crazed golems has burst forth from the lost city, and is wreaking havoc on the Twelveswood even as we speak. Whatever foul sorcery led them to abandon their orders and run rampant, we cannot say. But one thing is certain. If we do not deal with them, and do so swiftly, there's no telling what damage they might inflict upon our forest home. That does sound like cause for concern. Very well. I suppose it would not kill us to put the matter of Shitoto aside for the moment and... Wait, no! Not now! Ugh! I say, how can the girl think straight with an ungodly fool's cap weighing her down? Perhaps she can, that is why... But of course, it all makes perfect sense. Oh, hello there. Did you miss me and my prodigious intellect? Of course you did. Now look, we haven't much time, so do try to keep pace. This surge of aether, just who, or what, are you? Yes, I'm sure there's so much you'd like to know. But where would that get us? I've already heard all I need to know through those girls' ears. We are needed in the South Shroud, yes? Rampaging golems, was it? Indeed. I have tasked a whaler named Elfine with looking into the matter. With any luck, he has gleaned some knowledge which might avail us in plotting a suitable course of action. Elfine, South Shroud. Yes, I believe the great Shitoto has all she needs. Well, come now, no point in standing around like gawping gobus when there's work to be done, right? Right. Shitoto. Vesper, I am most grateful for your aid, do not get me wrong. But is there anything that you and Lele have been keeping from me? Mark my words, I will hear of it on full when our task is done. Yeah, so she's possessed. You should probably know that to start. Alright, let's go to Camp Tranquil. We'll get this quest done. And then we will be up to date on our Black Mage quests for Stormblood. Right, Elfine. Welcome, friends. You come seeking news of the golems, yes? Would that I had any to give. I fear not a single one of the creatures has manifested itself before mine eyes. So you say, my good man, but it is possible that you do not see the trees for the forest? Sometimes that which we seek is right before us, and we need only attune our vision. Why, is it just me, or do I spy a number of curious stone structures peeking out from the brush? Yes, I have an inkling that our foe may be hiding in plain sight. But just how is one to distinguish living stone from the more ordinary type? Why, I do believe the former would take far less kindly to being scorched with the burst of hell's fire. So plan is clear, yes? Let's get blasting. Okay. We're gonna blast some golems. Just vicious stone. Curious structure of stone stands motionless before you. Cast Fire 3. Bam! Oh, okay. Hey, my dude. I can't really see through the trees. Bum, bum, bum. Oh god. Alright. There we go. There's one. Do that 2 more times, huh? There's one. And we just so happen to have a Fire 3 lined up. These Fire 4s going here. Get you down quick. There we go. And then for the last one, right here. Man, I have to say, and you guys have been saying it in the comments, like, non-stop, and I wasn't really feeling it, but Black Mage feels very destructory. like it just feels good. It feels so, like, I'm a hard hitter. I may not fire as much as, like, as the Bard did, because I have a Bard and a Samurai at max level and a White Mage on my other character. But, man, Black Mage just feels good. Feels nice to play. Alright, Shitoto. It feels like it hits super hard. That was fun, wasn't it? Now, while I'm not wont to repeat myself, it seems I should make an exception for the slower members of our band. You have the privilege of standing before the Archmage Shitoto, or rather, a memory of the same witch has awakened after years of slumber to rescue your realm from a fate most dire. Slower? Lady Shitoto, if that is truly who you are, I cannot deny your arcane prowess, and yet there is much about this matter that does not sit well with me. Pray explain yourself. What is this dire fate of which you speak? Oh dear, you really aren't very smart. Very well, I shall begin from the very, beginning. Dear me, did I almost rhyme? Who does that? Anyhow, the tale begins some 2 millennia ago, when the great civilization of Mach was still in its infancy. Our scholars ascertained that a mighty comet, awash with unspeakable ethereal energy, was on course to strike our fair home and reduce it to so much rubble. And so I thought to rectify the situation the only way I knew how, by blasting the foul rock out of the sky with the most powerful destructive magic our realm had ever seen. This, more than anything, was what spurred me to developing the art of black magic as it is known today. Needless to say, my plan was a remarkable success. A massive chunk of the comet was shattered, knocking it clear off its path and sending it spinning harmlessly off into the heavens. The story, however, does not end there. Fragments of the meteor hurtled to embed themselves in the earth. While small enough that their impact caused no significant damage, they remained beneath the surface, brimming with etheric energies just waiting to be unearthed. Needless to say, those otherworldly stones drew the attention of mages far and wide, who sought to claim their powers for their own. These are the stones that gave the golems their souls, by whose powers many a city-state flourished. And yet, these stones held yet further secrets. When 2 of them were brought together, they would call out to one another, Aether reacting to Aether to augment their mutual powers to still greater heights. Mind you, the power of mere fragments, even in a heightened state, would be far too meager to be cause for concern. One threat, however, still lingered. What if the comet, the mother stone as it were to return, its circuitous orbit bringing it in shouting distance of our world once more? Would not its remnants, its children, summon it hither in all its destructive glory? Preposterous! Did your vaunted black magic not knock the comet clear across the skies? Why, it is simply inconceivable that its new path would bring it back in our direction. Inconceivable to feebler minds, mayhap, but not my own. In fact, I posit that the comet is drawing nearer every moment, and it is for the very reason that the golems are now running amok. If left unattended, the implications for this world would be calamitous indeed. Fortunately, you have an ally in the impending battle, a prodigy who foresaw the danger that was to come, and sent her memory into the future that she might return to save the day. Do you mean to say that you predicted that this threat would come, over 2,000 years ago, mind you, and devised an incantation for the sole purpose of allowing you to return to us in our time of need? I do believe I've already said precisely that. Of course, I did not do it entirely on my own. The spell would have been lost to history if crazy old Kukuruka hadn't dug it up, when he did and recorded it for posterity. Dear little Lele and Vesper also played their parts as well. Oh, how wonderful it is when one's followers, against their natural tendencies perhaps, manage not to make an utter mess of things. I must admit, the whole story still strikes me as a bit far-fetched. I mistrust neither your motives nor your skill, Lady Shitoto, but as a hearer charged with the protection of this wood, I cannot leave this matter to you alone. I will accompany you and offer what aid I can, but first let us return to Ul'dah. I would hear more of the plan you propose before we take action. Must you? Very well. Just promise you will not get in our way. Now come along, my puppets. I have a realm to save, and you're going to help me. I love Shitoto. Alright, back here. Bum, 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 bum. We'll do, Miners Guild. And we turn around and go this way. Yes. Hello, friend. The hero assures me there have been no golem uprisings elsewhere, and since he clearly is too thick to tell a conceiving lie, I am inclined to believe him. This means that we still have time to form a plan of attack. Ahem. I do pride myself on my honesty, and so I will be honest with you when I say this. Your art is, to put it kindly, not looked fondly upon in our day and age, and your story stretches the limits of believability. We cannot stave off this calamity alone, but any entreaties you might make are not like to find a receptive audience. I, on the other hand, have friends in positions of some prominence. I shall reach out to them and see what aid they are willing to offer. How charming. He actually thinks he might prove himself useful. In your spare time, might you not ask your astrologian friends if they have any recent calculations on the comet's path? I have no reason to doubt the accuracy of my own, of course, but I was working off 2 millennia old data. As you wish. Forgive me for being so forward, but might I inquire as to the well-being of our mutual friend, Lele? Is she still in there somewhere, yes? Oh, she most certainly is. Worry not, the girl's consciousness is just enjoying a short respite. Which reminds me, I really am due for a nap myself. Be your dear, and do try not to let things go to hells in my absence, will you? Shitoto, mother of the art that brought the great floods upon us, has she truly returned to deliver us from doom? The progenitor of our esteemed art has chosen me as her vessel in hopes of saving our world from a falling star. I can scarce imagine a greater honor. Come, Vesper, we must put our minds together and figure out how we might best do her bidding. Wait, Lele, if we take her words at face value, Shitoto has only the realm's best interests at heart. And yet I, for one, remain skeptical. Which is not to say I doubt her intentions, or yours for that matter. And yet, we speak of the founder of the very art which gave rise to the War of the Magi and the Sixth Umbral Calamity. Could it not be that even in seeking to save our realm, she is like as not to destroy it? Blasphemy! Why, Lady Shitoto had long since passed when the war broke out. Only a blind, blustering half-wit would even think to hold her responsible for it. Though when I put it that way... I understand this, and that is why I begrudge neither of you nor her my aid, such as it will serve to protect the realm's peace. At the same time, I intend to keep close watch on her. One can never be too wary, after all. In any event, I will gather what knowledge I can of the threat we face, and I would be most grateful if you could do the same. Might I suggest speaking with your beastmen allies, if the idea has not already occurred to you, that is. I swear, that man's head is made of harder stone than any golem. Still, at least he is cooperating with us, which is progress of some sort. In any event, I will reach out to our beastmen friends. I encourage you to return to your studies in the meantime. If one thing is clear, it is that the task ahead will test us to our very limits. No new spell, huh? Alright. Well, that is good. When do we get the next one? 65. Okay. So we'll come back here when we are 65, and what a way to start Stormblood. So we started by doing our class quests, and when we come back, we'll go speak with Raban, and we'll get on with the main story quest for Stormblood. So guys, I'm so excited for this expansion. I think we're going to have a lot of fun with it. Let me know what you guys think and what you'd like to see us do during this expansion. Do you want to see some side quests? Do you want to see main story quests? We'll obviously do a lot of dungeons. Do you want us to do some Beast Tribe stuff? Let me know what you'd like to see, and I'll try to make it happen. So guys, thank you so much for all of your support on this series. If you do want to see more of the Final Fantasy XIV online Let's Play, make sure to leave a like or subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, I will see you guys next time. Alright, bye-bye everyone.